sustainable tourism is already kind of like an important objective in Tartu County, but at the moment it's like described quite broadly. So maybe our like stakeholders and municipalities and city workers, they don't really understand what sustainable tourism is about. And also we collect all kind of different tourism data, accommodation statistics, customer feedback. However, this information is not yet like brought together into one clear and kind of like continuous monitoring system. And in particular, the environmental, social, accessibility related impacts are really not monitored. Like they are monitored a bit, but not systematically at all. And then there is also like a governance challenge because it is not always clear which organization is responsible for each sustainable tourism development activity. We want to establish two things. We want to have a clearer sustainable tourism like governance model. And then we also want to have a practical set of sustainable tourism indicators. So our kind of like wider aim is to move from general sustainability ambitions in tourism towards action that can actually be measured and managed and kind of like improved over time.
Tourism was always very important in Nyíregyháza. We have the zoo, the open air village museum, and the Aquarius wellness and the spa complexum or facility in the touristic district of the city. But until now, tourism sustainability has not been systematically measured. So it's really a problem that we have some statistics, but there are really traditional tourism statistics, visitor numbers, overnight stays, and so on. But we have limited information about sustainability indicators. We have limited information on residents' perceptions, environmental impacts, and tourism businesses' sustainability performance.
Our policy instrument is Tartu County Development Strategy 2040. It is already like it exists, but it's being like updated as a whole. And tourism is inside there, but we are not happy how the tourism is kind of like presented there. So we are not planning to create a separate, tourism strategy for Tartu County because it doesn't make sense. Instead, we are trying to have tourism more clearer and more structured in this development strategy. It should explain how sustainable tourism cooperation is organized in Tartu County, who is responsible for different activities in like sustainable tourism development, what needs to change compared to the current situation. And also, which is really important and maybe even like the most important, is how this progress will be monitored. It should be monitored like every 2 years, maybe even every year if we will get the finances for that.
We want to create an evidence-based, foundation for tourism governance and tourism decisions at the policy level. So it is really important to have this data that can influence the political policy decisions. And of course, we want to integrate tourism sustainability into the sustainable urban development strategy of the city, because this is our policy instrument in this project. So we want to move from pure promoting tourism to managing tourism sustainability.
one really important lesson has been that we do not need a like very large or complicated monitoring system to begin with, because those are usually pretty expensive, or like you need to buy all the data, you need to have like an IT specialist to create a monitoring system, and maybe it's like more realistic to start with like a limited number of useful indicators, test them. For example, the study visit to La Rochelle showed us how tourism and sustainability data can be used to support like evidence-based decisions, which is really important for us as well, like data-based decisions, that we don't make decisions like based on our gut feeling. And also other partners have shared like examples involving visitor surveys, destination assessments, etc.
I think we have very good practices from the partners. They were very impressive and inspiring. For example, in Portugal, Coimbra, there is a tourism observatory, which is very useful because we can use the data from this observatory. And a next step would be a dashboard. And they also created a dashboard about this indicator, and they highlight the indicator-based governance model for us and for the other partners. In France, La Rochelle, we had a very good practice about food waste reduction. They make it very systematically in a cooperation with the local catering service providers. And I really like the tourism sensibility index of La Rochelle. It is a great tool, I think, and we use this sensibility index for our inhabitants survey. In Spain, Valladolid, they talk about sustainability as destination branding, and I think it is great. So during the marketing, touristic marketing, Nyíregyháza has to use sustainability as a branding element.
The first thing is definitely the list of indicators, or like the KPIs that we're going to use to monitor our progress, because it's pretty easy to just like think of, I don't know, 50 sustainable tourism indicators that we could use. But the difficult part is kind of like deciding which indicators are genuinely useful. Like, I don't know, if we know how much food waste our restaurants produce, like what are we actually going to do with this information? Also, like which data is actually available for us that wouldn't be like too expensive. Then also like who will be responsible for it, like who will be responsible for like gathering the data or paying for the data. Another challenge for us, we are developing the self-assessment tool for the tourist businesses, but we have to be really careful with that because we don't want it to be too complicated or like a burden to the tourist businesses. We want it to be like rather easy and at the same time that we would get the information.
I think the first step, as I mentioned, we have to select some indicators that are meaningful for this process but also feasible. So we have to find the so-called smart indicators, and we try to find some reliable local and national data sources. And during the stakeholder meetings, we want to create a collaborative atmosphere, but I think it's not easy because this is quite a long project. So we have to offer them some benefits that can be the outcomes from the project. Regarding the indicators, it is really difficult to balance our ambition with available resources.
So the first step is the owner of the policy instrument, who is the Tartu County Municipalities Association. They have to agree with the plan that we have. They are going to agree, but they still need to kind of all come together and put their signatures. Then during the autumn, we're going to have like stakeholders meetings also to approve the plan we have. So the stakeholder groups are like all the municipalities, all the like development agencies that we have in the Tartu County, and then the tourist businesses. And then I think the third biggest step right now is with the self-assessment tool. And also those questions I want to have ready for like September. And then when we have the stakeholder meetings, we can already like discuss those questions. Like
we have to finalize now the vision of the Sustainable Urban Development Strategy. This is connected to European Union money, and until now, Hungary cannot get any European Union money, but now hopefully we will get it, and that is the reason for revising the Sustainable Urban Development Strategy, and our deadline is end of August. So we really are working on it, and we want to integrate at least 2 or 3 indicators regarding sustainable tourism. Then we will close the resident and tourist surveys, and we try to analyze the data, and hopefully in September we can show the results of this survey. And I think for the future it is also very important to designate a person in the Touristic Destination Management Office who is responsible for coordinating sustainability monitoring.
With this project, we are hoping that sustainable tourism in our region should like no longer remain like a general ambition, and it should become a practical and measurable part of like our policy instruments, and that it would be kind of like connected to all the parts, so that people who work with this strategy or like who are making decisions, that they just couldn't like look away from sustainable tourism and tourism overall.
One is that you cannot improve what you do not measure. So it's very crucial, and tourism should not only attract more visitors, but it should also create lasting value for residents, businesses, and the environment.